surf fans, log enthusiasts, welcome to the Cali Squeeze post show. This is where we wrap up an epic day of competition. We've been live from Malibu all day long as the original Sprout Malibu Longboard Championships presented by Tractor Beverage Co. And I'll tell you, that was so fun to watch. It's almost, I wish we could almost just start it all over and do it again. It was entertaining from the very beginning of this event. Proof of concept, of course, right there. I mean, for all to see, no conspiracies, no complaints. That was good, clean surfing from the beginning of the day all the way through to the final fitting end. A veteran, a master craftsman, Sallas wins, and a local, Soleil, Errico, goes back-to-back.
Yeah, just proving that experience and time and just a connection to your equipment comes out on top every time. Soleil connected with her board, connected with her body and her mind. Kai on the men's side, exactly the same.
You mentioned rap. We can remix what we've seen today for another 10 years and it'll still look totally relevant. The longboarding we've enjoyed has been a feast and it's been super inspirational. I'm so proud to see Kai Sallas take the win as well.
I know, it's almost like the fuse has been lit. I can't wait to see what happens next. I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow in the world of longboarding after what we've seen today. And, you know, now it's time that we get to make things official. This is going to be a special moment. We're going to get our award ceremony fired up, and who better to do that than Kaipo Guerrero.
All of you for coming out. What a tremendous day. And you know what? Give yourselves a hand. Give yourselves a hand, because we worked hard for this one, but it was all worth it in the end. I'm kind of going off script right at the beginning. I want to thank the entire crew at the World Surf League for rolling with the punches, from tours and competitions to marketing to broadcast to make this happen. And what a glorious day that we ended up with today. Today and every day we acknowledge the Indigenous and First Nation communities all over the world. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day. What a incredible day. We had excellent scores throughout the day. We crowned a men's and a women's world champ, original Sprout Malibu Longboard Championships presented by Tractor Beverage Company. It was one for the history books. The grace, the flow of longboarding was on exhibition today with the best longboarders in the world, and they all gave us a show. Let's give all of our longboarders, top 8 men, top 8 women, a big round of applause. They all deserve it. The WSL would formally like to recognize that Malibu is the traditional homelands of the original Chumash people. Malibu is the anglicized version of the Chumash word hu maliwu, which in Chumash language means the place where the surf sounds loudly. The Chumash people have been here for over 14,000 years and are still here, stewarding the land alongside with surfers, environmentalists, and others who care about our shared coastline. We thank them for their ongoing presence and participation in this event, and we'd like to pay our respects to elders past, present, and emerging. Let's give them a hand. Big thanks to Original Sprout as our title partner for this competition. Let's give it up for Original Sprout stepping up for longboarding. And Tractor Beverage Company as our presenting sponsor. By the way, that Tractor Beverage is delicious. Had a lot of it. All right, well, we got some special trophies made by Tractor Beverage Company that we're going to be handing out to our world champs right here on display. Also, we'd like to thank our event partners, 805 Beer, Pacifico, Cup Noodles, and Box Water. Let's give a hand to all of our supporters here. Malibu, all the Malibu locals, I would love for you guys to give yourselves a hand. Thank you so much for sharing this incredible piece of coastline with all of us. It is just one of the jewels of the Southern California coastline. Thank you to the city of Malibu. Thank you to Los Angeles County Beaches and Harbors and Captain Grisby and the Los Angeles County Lifeguards. Thank you to our lifeguards keeping us safe every day. Here to help hand out trophies, we have Emily Hofer and Bob Kane, WSL interim co-CEOs. You can give them a hand. They've been working hard to make this happen. Also, a woman who's had to make a lot of tough decisions, and she came through with flying colors, WSL Chief of Sport, Jessie Miley Dyer. WSL Senior Manager of Global Development Tours, Will Hayden Smith's on the stage with us. Michael Ombacher, the General Manager for Original Sprout. And Justin Herber, our Chief Brand Officer from Tractor Beverage Co. They're going to be helping us hand out all of the trophies today and help with our celebration. Also, thank you. I have Casey Rodriguez here representing the Chumash, and Casey has a closing prayer for us. Casey.
Haku, hello. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day. To the WSL family, I am grateful Chumash Elder Julie Tumimai Stinsley blessed me to return today to see all of you. Congratulations to the winners and to all who had a part in 2023 WSL Malibu contest. Every single one of you had an instrumental part in bringing joy here, and I thank you once again, WSL, for being a beautiful, respectable, and honorable collaborating team to work with. I truly wish every single one of you could feel the pure gratefulness, pride, and happiness we feel every single time we work along your side on unceded Chumash land, especially today on this Indigenous Peoples Day. It is an honor to know my ancestors have called us to bring unity and healing together on this beach. WSL, please do not stop during your sincere engagement with Indigenous people. For Indigenous people all over the world should feel this incredible moment, as well as holding so much knowledge on how to collaborate together in a respect for metal that needs to be desperately taught to so many. Well, it's sad our time once again has come to an end. Remember, it's not goodbye, but see you later. May Creator bless all of you with safe travels, and I'll be here to greet you again next year. Lastly, let's continue keeping the Hawaiian Indigenous people of Lahaina in our prayers and become a voice and supporter for them. To make sure they get all the resources they need to rebuild successfully on their land, as well as keep praying for the family of pro surfer Michaela Jones. Till next time, be safe and give your families our best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Casey Rodriguez. Casey also has some gifts from the Chumash for our champions. And speaking of champions, it's time to celebrate. Let's bring to stage our 2023 World Longboard Champ. Let's give it up for Kai Sallas. Yeah, all right. Kai. Yeah, no. Hey, and by the way, this is your first time. I mean, this has been, take the trophy. This has been, look at, coming after this trophy, Kai, 20 some odd years coming to this point. Now, you are on a list with some of your heroes, some of your contemporaries. You are a world champion. How's this feel right now?
Man, yeah, like you said, I've been trying for probably over 20 years. So to add my name to that list of Hawaiian World Champions is a dream come true. Very proud.
As you should be. Kai Sallas, our 2023 World Champion. Let's give it up to Kai Sallas. This is going back to Hawaii. And it hasn't been there since 2010. Uamauke o kaaina I kapono. All right. Well, we got more celebrating to do because Malibu, I want you to give it up for your own 3-time world champion, Soleil Errico. Oh, sorry. Oh my. Soleil, the journey for another world title here, and how special is it for you to be able to do that again in front of your family and friends?
I mean, it's the best thing in the world just because, you know, you put in the work and you don't know necessarily if it's going to pay off. And when it does, it's just insane. And again, I want to thank my family, Malibu. It's just incredible to, thank you. It's just insane to be able to perform in front of you guys and for you to witness, you know, my heart and soul of longboarding. And just thank you so much. Yeah.
Well, let's get the photos up. Let's get it all together. Your 2023 World Champions, Kai Sallas, Soleil, Errico. Congratulations. And with that, I'm going to send it back to the post show with Chris Cote. Take it away, Chris.
I love Kaipo Guerrero. That was awesome. A celebration, as it should be. A really special moment, of course, for surfing and for Malibu. Just, again, congratulations to our champions. Now let's get a little bit deeper and kind of decipher, decode how it all went down. This is the Cali Squeeze post show, and it was a rocky road to get here, but I'm so happy how it happened, when it happened, and why it happened, crowning our champions in a one-day event. And I want to thank Cali Squeeze for keeping us around to entertain and inform and basically unpack what we just witnessed. These one-day championship events are like freight trains. They're like bullet trains. Once they start rolling, you just got to hang on.
It took a little while to get started. Every single morning, the surfers waiting up since the 3rd of October. Is today going to be the run day? It was called on initially for the Saturday. Couldn't see a thing. First heat of the water cancelled after 9 minutes. Moving into that next day, it was foggy again, but we had waves at last. Today, sun's out. I mean, I wouldn't really say the gun's out. It started off cold, gloomy, but it just got better and better throughout the day.
Yeah, the longboarding has been phenomenal. And just two great winners there. You know, one trophy going back to Hawaii, one staying here in Malibu. And what more could you ask for?
Yeah, and the field was absolutely stacked from the first match of the day all the way through. Let's take a look back at how we started here, your men's bracket. Match 1 went to Tony Silvani. Great moment for him. I mean, he's been competing for just as long as Kai Sallas, so it's great to see him get at least one win on the day. Match 2 started that Cinderella story for Ben Skinner. He got through match 2 and then took out one of the favorites in Taylor Jensen all the way through to match 4, where Kai Sallas got the edge. To me, that was probably the heat of the day. Both surfers with 9s, dropping 8s. It was incredible to watch. And then, of course, the title match went all the way to 3. Kaniela getting 1, Kai getting 1, and then it came down to match 3. This one was really anyone's ball game all the way through to the dying minutes.
Yeah, so it was the stoic Kai Sallas starting off early with that 8.6 way up the point to start, but he made it count. Just when we thought the nerves were going to settle in, he stayed really high with some technical nose riding, and his adjustment on the nose has been phenomenal through this out event.
Yeah, and longboarders around the world will really appreciate the nuances of the way Kai's been surfing all year, using all of the wave face, both on the nose, in trim in the middle, and on the tail, and that really demonstrates how skilled a longboarder Kai Sallas is.
It's a really perfect combination of power and grace and form and technique. And then you watch Kaniela Stewart, and it just looks like this guy was born to ride the nose.
Yeah, this nose right here, he arches back, levitating with the nose all tweaked out. So he was on his way here. This was the 8.67. He was already in the lead when he dropped this score, so he thought he was going to run away with it. And he got the better of this exchange, the combination of the drop knee, the hang 10, and he gets a little click coming up here of another one, and then a little fumble there. So 8.67, the judges still really appreciating the nose work on the outside.
All the pressure on Kai Sallas for this wave, but the setup, bottom turn, stool, and then he used that 5 into the 10. And look at the way he climbs and drops subtly on the nose, that really revealing his skills there. And also now passing into this experience to Kaniela of getting that second in the world. We know Kaniela will get that first before long.
Yeah, 22 years old. I mean, he's got decades of wins in front of him. This was that magical moment where Kai Sallas, who's been surfing at a very high level for a long time, finally achieves his dream. He is a world champion, and that is something that's going to be with him for the rest of his life. Put that, on his resume, along with being a master craftsman, great father, family man, and just an awesome ambassador to the sport of surfing. And you couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Kai Sallas really earned it right there.
And he would have looked up to those other Hawaiian men who are on that list. Russ Kealana, Dino Miranda, Bonga Perkins, Dwayne DeSoto. Now Kai Sallas has his name on that highly prestigious list of Hawaiian icons.
Yeah, and the title goes back to Hawaii. Well, the women put on an incredible show of grace, flow, technique, everything we wanted to see. This was a beautiful show of high-performance surfing. It started in match 1, Mason Schremer, and then she went up against Honolulu Bloomfield, who looked like she was on a tear to absolutely rocket her way through the bracket. But then Sophia Colhane flipped the script, got the buzzer beater, nearly got a perfect 10. Then she went up against the local sensation, Soleil, Errico, our reigning champion, and it all came down to 2 matches for our women. 2 matches to decide the title. It started with Soleil just finding the best waves, and really putting herself in perfect positions on those waves. This right here was a masterclass at how to surf Malibu well.
Yeah, and it really came down to the number 2 seeds going into this having a warm-up surf. Both Kai and Soleil getting in that 1 extra heat beforehand and then getting straight back into the final matches. Kelis, beautiful, fluent style. I tell you what, if there was anyone who was going to have an element of difference out here, it was the goofy-footed Kelis Kaleopa'a.
Yeah, and the use of the switch dance there, just fantastic, and also functional. A little acceleration when she switches that stance to face the wave. But her footwork unrivaled, and she really demonstrated that today.
Yeah, I put Kelis in the same boat as Kaniela, with a huge future. She will win at least 1 championship title. We know this, and I would not be surprised at all to see her, kind of start her own dynasty in 2024.
I'm going to call that the Chumash salute. When Soleil just gave that respect to the ancestors, that was a really special moment.
Yeah, and that soul arch on the nose earlier with the glistening sun. We had many different moods with the weather today, but Soleil Errico, a connected performance on her board, really understanding her equipment and just feeling so comfortable at a home break of Malibu.
And what I like too is that everything was nice and clean, right? It was very pure. There was no controversy. There was no battling. It was just wave after wave. Both of these surfers putting up big numbers throughout the day. And you got to give a lot of credit to Soleil Errico. It has to feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders doing it at your home break. But she did it with so much grace and, just an expertise that kind of reached a whole new level.
Yeah, and talking of expertise, the way she performed out of this nose ride back into another 10, and then it's this opportunity there where she just accelerates and gets that set up for a nose ride, and she gets the lift and the lock and the full soul arch here in style. There it is. I love that moment. Absolutely incredible. Flair, flamboyance, style, flow, and grace.
Iconic.
And it's just true involvement style surfing where it's, very intricate and it's a connected performance, showcasing the footwork, the style and the grace. And Kelis, there's that switch foot for her. And this technical footwork, using the switch foot, steps back. And this one here, utilizing the length of the board and that big cross step, just technicians on the nose. And what a pleasure to have perfect first point Malibu to decide the 2023 World Champions.
Second in the world is pretty cool, for a 20-year-old. That's pretty amazing.
18-year-old,
excuse me.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What a great result, and she will develop a lot of confidence from that, and she's going to be here for many years to come going for world titles.
Well, those shirts worked. So whoever brought those things out, good job. Soleil Errico had the hometown behind her throughout the entirety of the day. Solid victory right there in match 1 and match 2. With the start of our day, you're looking out into the lineup, about waist high, chest high on the sets, flawless lines coming through. Perfect timing. The remnants of that south swell, helped us throughout the entire day. Actually gave us the opportunity to not have just 1 Cup Noodles wave of the day, but 2 Cup Noodles waves of the day. There were so many to choose from. I mean, we're talking about a multitude of 8s and 9s, but we broke the rules. Why not? Let's pick 2. We're going to start it off with Ben Skinner. This was one of the Cup Noodles waves of the day, and Ben Skinner, what a run that Ben had.
And full environmental kudos on the Polyola board, recycled epoxy blank with the resin research bioresin on his double scoop 9.4, and the nose riding he was demonstrating today was absolutely sensational, sizzling hot and getting well up there into a near perfect 10 score.
Yeah, just out of this mind. And this board was the 3rd option that he had going into this event. So just really battling with his body. He had an injured foot. He had his fin box pop out as well. But you had no idea when you were watching the quality of his nose riding. And this was Kai Sallas right here. This is his excellent range score. They're tying with Ben Skinner there. His judgment of and the positioning of the board here, just whipping that one around. And it was the timing on this nose ride here, stalling with that little touch of the lip. You can see how high he is in the wave. Gets the 10 to push down, soul arching back, using the tail, the middle, and the nose equally. But most importantly for Kai, remaining very graceful, showing style and flow throughout his whole performance.
And the cool thing, at 42, the oldest competitor here today, and still wins a world title.
Doing it for dudes in the 40s. That rules. Thank you, Kai, for making us all look good. And thank you, Cup Noodles, for allowing us to split the difference here and award both of these surfers with the waves of the day. And as we roll through our Cali Squeeze post show, this is my favorite part of the day. This is where we really get deep and we pick our top 5 moments. And, you know, with 9 hours of surfing, this was not an easy selection. So your top 5 moments of finals day begin like this. Sophia Colhane, the buzzer beater of the event. This is probably going to be one of the most memorable waves of Sophia's life.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to sit here next to 2-time Women's World Longboard Champion Kelis, and this put our hair on end. I mean, it was incredible. She needed the big score, and the commitment to that opening 5-10, backed up with all of that great rail work. It was outstanding, and she, again, will be somebody battling for world titles for many years to come.
Yeah, and she had the wave, but there was not a signed, sealed, delivered score. She had to work for that and commit, and just being so cool under pressure, it's shown how much she's grown as a professional athlete.
And here we have number 4, Big Ben goes on a wild run. You would have to consider him an underdog coming through this. No pressure on his shoulders, but he made his competition pay.
Absolutely, and he's been really busy buzzing around doing family duties and his business, shaping surfboards, setting everything up for the factory, but working under pressure. He's got injuries, as I said before, his board's damaged, and this is his 3rd option, a complete eco construction. Ben, we haven't seen this board in competition yet, but it proved to be one of the best nose riding surfboards we've ever seen from Ben Skinner. Standing tall on the nose, soul arching, and that has become a trademark of Ben Skinner's performance. Surfing Malibu with Joel Tudor in that 2021 event. He's showing us that he is no stranger to the tip of the board.
And, you know, Ben is still in his late 30s, so he will be inspired with Kai's result here, because Ben knows that he's got a world title in him as well.
Ben Skinner, officially a UK legend. Kelis Kaleopa'a, our women's runner-up for 2023, always puts together these just beautiful, immaculate performances. She has probably one of the best cross-step acts that we've ever seen in longboarding, and she does it with so much style and grace. And I'm very excited that she's only 18 years old. That means we get to see decades of Kelis Kaleopa'a.
Yeah, and it's been great spending time with her family this week as well. Her younger brother Moses, you know, wonderful character, so much positive energy. Got the opportunity to surf with her dad JP, her mum Malia there is a great surfer, and the use of the switch stance here and the way she switched back and walked into this nose ride, holds the 5 and then sets herself up here with a real beautiful strike of the 10. This is a masterclass of footwork. Kelis is an absolute Zen Buddhist when it comes to longboard style.
Style, flow, and grace epitomized with Kelis Kaleopa'a surfing. Just such a beautiful surfer and a great person and a fantastic ambassador for longboard surfing.
That's right. Let's get to our top 2. Got to be Soleil Errico, your 2023 WSL Longboard Champion. were there doubts coming into this event, right? This is her backyard. She's our reigning champ. We saw what Kelis and the rest of the crew, Sophia, and all of the final 8 had, in store for us throughout the entire season. Was there any doubts that Soleil was going to go back-to-back?
I don't think so, being Malibu home court, but we don't have perfect conditions to kick off the event. It could have been anyone's, but Malibu turned it on, and it was the local knowledge that proved vital in the end. Wave selection being imperative in the finals in the last 2 heats of the day, with Kelis putting up a good fight, but just this wave selection and choice of maneuvers, you see the technicalities and just the acute nose riding there from Soleil, soul arching, understanding the criteria, understanding where to place her surfboard in the wave, and just putting it all together in a beautiful piece of visual poetry.
Yeah, and the evolution and involvement from her win last year, continual improvement, refinement, and that was really great to see as well. Yes, she was incredible last year, but the waves were slightly bigger, and the way she brought a fresh act in the smaller conditions was incredible.
In your top moment of the day, I would say shared top moment, because what Soleil did was incredible. But Kai Sallas, 42 years old, the veteran, he's been hammering away at this thing for a long time, does it on his own shaped boards, and it's a great bookend to a career, but I would not doubt at all to see Kai come. He hasn't said any, the retirement word has not come anywhere near this, because he's still surfing at the highest level he's ever surfed at.
Yeah, and climbing and dropping on the nose, using all of the waves, sometimes in the 5s and 10s, even coming down to the middle, but then off the rail, I mean, just absolutely incredible. And his speed drives through sections, the nuances, the subtleties. Longboarders all over the world, all generations, will have really appreciated watching Kai compete this season.
And surfboard shapers too, seeing a self-shaped surfboard put to use like that, just showing incredible surf IQ. He's a true waterman and a deserving world champion. That was some of the most soulful and flowing longboard surfing we've ever seen, and to do that at First Point Malibu against an on-fire Kaniela Stewart, that is definitely one for the history books.
Yeah, that is definitely a day that's going to go down in history as iconic and legendary. And, Malibu just proved everybody right. This is the perfect place to have an event of this magnitude. All the surfers rose up, put on incredible performances. So on behalf of the entire crew right here, everybody behind the scenes, our cameramen, our editors, our directors, and the whole production crew, I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a joy for us to present it to you, and we're going to leave you with some highlights that are going to be amazing. There still is high-level surfing to come on the Challenger Series as well. Go to worldsurfleague.com to check that out. But for now, taking these highlights, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon.
It is clear the fog's gone, and Malibu is producing some really classic conditions here.
And this will be the place where we'll be crowning world champions.
It's going to be a great day.
Love that style, really relaxed.
That is a very well-served heat for Honolulu Bloomfield.
Ben Skinner finds his trim line, waited for this one, gets a 10th there. A Baja Blast for the finish. Original Sprout Malibu Longboard Championships presented by Tractor Beverage Company. This is match 3.
This is absolutely going to go down to the last exchange for sure.
Look at the numbers. They're big. Oh, wow. Opportunity.
50 seconds.
Needs an 8.24. Lots of time on the nose there. Great trim, Sam. Goes to the 10. Right behind her, Honolulu Bloomfield. And we are all going to be in suspense on who's going to take out this match number 3. Sophia Kohei, she's hearing the news right now. She's moving on.
10 over, flying down the line. Come on, Ben Skinner. Still riding the nose. And he's still going. Soleil Errico will defend her title.
Kai Sallas, the veteran number 2 seed, and he is showing why he's one of the guys to beat. He's on his way to a title match.
It all comes down to this, the entirety of the season on the line. In the wise words of Inika Mose, here come the hot steppers. That's right, it's title match time. Soleil Errico from around the corner, nose ride, beautiful turn. Right behind her, Kelis Kaleopa'a, 2 of the smoothest, most beautiful surfers to watch. The first match goes to Soleil Errico. Another iconic nose ride for Kaniela Stewart, starting strong right in the pocket. Kai Sallas now on the nose. Kaniela Stewart is one step closer to winning his maiden World Championship.
Soleil taking the first wave of the set, and she is just planted on the nose. And Soleil Errico brought to tears as she's won her 3rd world title. Kai Sallas getting some momentum down the line, paddling into this wave. We're going to go to the 3rd heat. Kai Sallas taking out a win.
And it all comes down to this. This is exactly what we wanted to see, wave for wave.
Wow.
These Hawaiian super surfers doing it at an elite level. Let's hear it for this Hawaiian, a master craftsman, and now a world champion.
Finally, Kai Sallas, a long overdue, long deserved world title.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.